Good morning sa lahat and thank you sa OPDS for having us. Actually, we were requested by OPDS to present or to situate the MWSSMP in the CDP, no? Para mai-illustrate na yung ating MWSSMP ay hindi separate na 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 planning altogether, no? At hindi siya isolated sa CDP, and of course nag-a-abide siya doon sa RPS. Pero sa team namin, we've talked with OPDS. Ang napag-agreehan namin is to give you, no, a refresher of the RPS, including the CDP and CLUP, para mas ma-illustrate, no, kung saan papasok yung MWSSMP doon sa overall planning process, no. Before sa inyo ibigay nila Engineer EJ yung detailed process, we must first parang tingnan yung bigger picture ng local development planning. And to do that, we need to give you a short orientation or refresher for those who are familiar with this already, RPS, no. Yung RPS, ito yung policy, existing policy natin on local development planning, na nagiging basihan, no, ng lahat ng proseso ng lokal na pagpaplano, and isa siyang parte ng overall public financial management system, kung saan nililink yung development planning, including all plans, no, sectoral and the CLP and CDP, PDPFP for the provinces, to the investment program, at to the budget through the investment program. So simulan natin yung discussion natin sa RPS, and then we zoom in papunta sa CDP, and then eventually doon sa MWSSMP. Okay, so yung RPS, ginawa siya to address these concerns, no. The RPS was introduced in 2008, and ang ina-address niya itong yung state ng local planning before 2008. Kung mapapansin niyo yung nakalagay dito, baka sa LGUs niyo, yung ilan dito or karamihan dito ay present pa rin sa ngayon, no? At don't worry, marami pa rin namang LGUs, pero slowly we are trying to address this sa pamamagitan ng mga subsequent policies natin on planning and budgeting, no. Very recently, last week, na-sign na yung Joint Memorandum Circular on the PFM harmonization. Ito yung third iteration ng JMC among the oversight agencies, no? NEDA, DBM, DILG, DOF, and now with the SUD, on the harmonization of policies para ma-harmonize din yung local PFM processes. Anyway, yung ginawa yung RPS to address these concerns, no, yung inactivity ng local development council, no, na noon and even now merong mga ilang LGUs pa rin na yung functionality ng local development council ay kung wala man, napaka-minimum, no. The LDC should meet at least twice a year, pero hindi siya ganun ka-effective o hindi na ma-maximize yung kanyang function. Pangalawa, yung indifference and unsupportive sanggunian, no. Alam naman natin, pagka hindi sinuportahan ng sanggunian yung ating plano, mananatili lang siyang plano. Hindi siya mabibigyan ng budget, then eventually di mai-implement. Pangatlo, yung weak or absence of vertical linkages. Yung linkages sa sinasabi na to, yung vertical linkages, ito yung pag-uusap ng mga plano o pagkakatugma-tugma ng plano from the barangay level hanggang sa national. No? So tinitingnan din yan kasi nga para iwasan yung conflicting PPAs, yung duplication ng PPAs, no? At ma-encourage yung complementation ng PPAs. Kasi mga complementary PPAs, ito yung nagbibigay ng mas malaking impact at nakakatipid, no, ng resources. Pang-apat, yung weak or absence of horizontal linkages. Itong horizontal linkages, dito papasok yung MWSSMP natin, no. Dati, hindi nag-uusap-usap itong mga plano na ito, no? Maaaring nagkakaroon ng duplication ng processes na sama, no, sa overall utilization ng resources including time, manpower, and financial resources. Pangalawa, nagkakaroon ng conflicting or duplication ng projects. Again, nagbibigay yon ng bad effect, no, sa utilization ng ating meager resources. Panglima, yung weak plan to budget linkage. Yun nga, katulad na sabi ko kanina, hindi na itatawid yung nasa plano sa budget, no? Kung walang budget, hindi siya mai-implement. Pang-anim, yung multiplicity of plans, no? Related siya doon sa absence of horizontal linkages. And ito rin yung ina-address, no, nung concern ng relasyon ng NWSSMP with the CDP or the CLUP. Yan yung i-address natin today. So base doon sa mga nakitang mga gaps, no, ginawa yung RPS to put rationality to the present state of local planning in the country and for LGUs to comply with the applicable provisions of the local government code and other subsequent issuances, and to reduce or harmonize the plans that LGUs are mandated to prepare. Hangga't maaari, ang gusto sana natin, huwag tayong mag-ulit ng proseso. At kung meron na nga tayong CDP and CLUP, baka pwedeng dun na lang natin siya i-call out. And another rationale for the RPS is for concerned NGAs, including DILG, to harmonize or dovetail our sectoral requirements, including plans for the water sector, with the local development planning process. Sana wag na kami sa NGA, wag na kami mag-introduce ng mga panibagong proseso, no? Hangga't maaari i-harmonize natin dun sa nakagawian ng proseso ng pagpaplano ng local government units, no? Or at the very least, i-relate natin, no, dun sa proseso. To reconfigure the planning process to accommodate the imperatives of multi-stakeholder participation and consultation. Dati rin sinasabi na kung bakit walang linkage, kung bakit may mga indifference sa lahat ng stakeholders kasi hindi sila naisasama, no, sa proseso ng pagpaplano. Sa existing guidelines natin, ine-ensure, no, as much as possible yung makapag-participate at ma-involve lahat ng stakeholders sa local planning process, and to enhance the LGU's capability in the performance of its dual function. No, so itong mga to nakapapaloob sa ating constitution and sa local government code. Kasi yung section 16 o yung general welfare clause ng local government code provides for the following: yung preservation and enrichment of culture, promotion of health and safety, no? Kasama dyan yung yan din ang goal ng ating NWSSMP, enhancing the right of the people to a balanced ecology, no, yung sustainable use of resource including water resource, encourage and support the development of appropriate and self-reliant scientific and technological capabilities, improve public morals, enhance economic prosperity and social justice, promotion of full employment, maintenance of peace and order, and preserve the comfort and convenience of inhabitants. No, kasama dyan yung pag-provide ng utilities, including water. So yung dual function na nababanggit kanina, ito yung LGU bilang political unit, bilang subdivision ng national government, envisioned to become effective partners of the national government in the attainment of national goals and to exercise inherent powers base sa local government code. Dito papasok yung paggawa din ng mga local government units ng mga programa para makakontribute sa international commitments, including yung Sustainable Development Goals. Pangalawang function niya yung pagiging corporate body. Dito napapabilang yung pag-promote ng general welfare and pag-provide ng basic services and facilities sa ating mga constituents. So yung planning system o yung RPS, binubuo siya ng 4 na component, no? Nandiyan yung planning structure o kung sino ba dapat ang kasama sa pagpaplano. Yung mandated plans, ano-ano yung dapat na main na plan meron ang LGU base sa local government code. ano yung planning process, paano ba dapat nagpa-plan, and yung authority levers. No? Hindi kasi natatapos dapat yung planning process sa paggawa lang ng plano, dapat ini-implement siya. At para ma-implement siya, kailangan nating gumamit ng mga tools. No? Ito yung tinatawag na authority levers. So, tingnan muna natin yung planning structure. So, makikita ninyo sa planning structure, dito nyo ma-situate yung sarili ninyo. No? Magandang maintindihan din ninyo kung paano din yung dynamics ng local planning structure. Sa kaliwa ninyo, ito yung political component, and dito napapaloob yung karamihan ng ating mga elected officials. The political component is the policy-making body which defines the content and direction of local development. The principal function is to deliberate and to make decisions and lay down policies. No? So ano yung pagbabasihan nila ng kanilang desisyon? Doon papasok yung technical component. Dito papasok yung local special bodies and other sectoral and functional committees created under the Local Development Council. So dito po papasok yung mga local government functionaries, yung ating MPDO, yung ating mga department heads, no? Mga NGAs operating in the area, and CSOs. Kung mapapansin niyo both sa political component and technical component, ipinapasok natin yung participation ng CSOs. No? Kasi they can help, no, the planning component, the planning structure to become more dynamic, and meron ding mga untapped potential itong mga CSOs natin na pwede nating ma-maximize, no, to our benefit. Kung makikita ninyo, yung technical component generally has no decision-making powers, pero sila yung nagpo-provide ng technical content at gumagawa ng technical process pagdating sa planning. Although they have no direct decision-making powers, they can at the very least influence yung decision-making ng ating political component. So just to give you an idea gaano ba binubuo, no, yung planning team, especially the technical component, ito yung suggested na composition. No? You can have a core TWG or what you call must be there. Meron tayong expanded TWG or yung nice to have around, and you have your full-blown or the more the merrier na tipo, no, ng planning team. Whichever the case, meron siyang positive and meron din siyang drawback. So ang dapat ginagawa ng LGU, tansyahin niya kung ano yung applicable sa kanya. For example, yung core TWG, konti siya, no? Pero mas madaling mag-arrive sa compromise and consensus kasi konti lang yung nag-uusap. Ang drawback niyan, mas konti yung mga nag-iisip, no? Para punan yung unmet needs. No? So yun yung drawback niya. Pag sa marami naman, oo, marami nag-iisip, marami nagko-contribute, pero mahirap mag-arrive sa consensus pagdating sa mga decision points. So, meron naman yung parang blended, no? Ito yung is to have around na hindi masyadong marami, hindi rin masyadong konti, yung sakto lang. No? So, it really depends on the LGU kung ano yung mag-work sa kanila. The leaders and the functionaries know their LGUs well, so they can decide dun sa composition ng kanilang planning team. Or, depende rin sa sectoral committee. No? So ito yung suggested composition sa social sector. You can add or sundin nyo na lang yung core sa economic sector and then. So we will give you a copy of this presentation for your reference. Ito yung sa infrastructure sector. No? So dito makikita ninyo yung utilities provider, kung meron kayo, environmental sector, and the institutional sector. Okay, punta naman tayo dun sa mandated plans. The plans that the planning staff is mandated to produce. No, para mas maintindihan natin, tingnan natin yung local planning and development model. No? Base sa local government code, meron dalawang plano na dapat piniprepare yung LGUs. Una dyan yung CLUP, no? Base doon sa, makita nyo dito sa kaliwa yung years na implementable yung mga plano. For example, the CLUP will be for a minimum of 9 years. Then you have your CDP for 6 years. And then you have your term-based agenda, the ELA, a 3-year plan, term-based. And you have your implementation instruments under it. No? Yung ating MWSSMP, pwede siyang pumasok as one of the subsector plans of the CDP. So dito siya papasok sa baba ng mga sector plans. No? And lahat ng mga plano na yan will have outputs like improved public services, or improved public facilities or infrastructure, including water utilities, increased public awareness and participation, and hopefully increased private sector through legislative requirements and support to have an outcome of change in economic and social well-being of constituents, change in the configuration and quality of the physical environment. Sana improvement ang mangyari. And change in local institutional capacities or improve institutional capacities. No? So yun yung dapat outcome ng ating mga plano, including to mention yung CLUP and the CDP. So lahat yan, yung dalawa na yan na piniprepare na cities and municipalities have their counterparts as you go up the ladder. So you have your PDP-FP for the province. You have the regional fiscal framework plan and development plan at the regional level, and the PDP at the highest sa national level. Lahat yan may counterpart na investment program dito sa left side. No? Ito yung sinasabi ko na vertical linkage. Dapat from the city, municipal, umaakyat yung priorities hanggang sa national. And yung National Development Trust in the PDP and ambition natin 2030, dapat nare-reflect din sa baba. No? So wala pong top to bottom, bottom to top na process. Dapat sabay. Kasi bilang ang subsidiary ng national government, the LGUs should also contribute to the attainment of national development trust and priorities. Okay, ito lang naman po yung mandate ng CLUP kung mahihimayin niyo yung local government code. So, yan po yung nagiging legal basis ng CLUP. Ito naman po yung sa CDP. Hindi ko na po iisa-isahin. No? You can just refer to this if you need further reading or if you are interested. No? Side by side, yung CLUP at CDP para po dun sa non-planners natin. Yung CLUP po is the plan for the management of local territories, the comprehensive land use plan. The CDP is the plan with which the LGU promotes the general welfare of its inhabitants. No? The CLUP po, the main responsible for the implementation and leading CLUP preparation is the Sangguniang, kasi zoning ordinance po ang kanyang implementation instrument. The CDP naman would be the LDC. No? So CLUP minimum 9 years, CDP is 6 years. The CLUP tackles spatial development while the CDP is sectoral development, where the MWSSMP can also be situated. And yung CLUP po comprehensive siya kasi it encompasses all the whole territorial jurisdiction of the city and municipality. It includes land and water. No? And the CDP is comprehensive because it embraces the 5 development sectors. No? Yung economic, social, environmental, institutional, and infrastructure. Okay, the CLUP also answers yung where the development should happen, while the CDP answers how much will it cost for development to happen. No? So, where and how much. So, para po ma-differentiate natin. No, just to give you an idea, yung pinaghahati-hati na lupa, no, sa CLUP, no, itong public domain. Kasi yung ancestral domain, protection area na siya. At ito yung general land use policy areas. So you have a space, the life support system. Ito yung karaniwang pinoprotektahan natin sa NIPAS, including yung mga heritage sites. No? Space for living, ito yung tinitirhan natin, yung urban center natin, including yung mga rural na meron din residential. And yung IP settlements for the indigenous communities. And you have your space for making a living. Ito yung production areas sa tayo na itatrabaho. And the infrastructure areas, no? Where you allot lands for roads para ma-access natin yung ating tirahan at yung ating pinagtatrabahuan, and other allocation for infrastructure support, including yung sa mga utilities. Okay, sa CDP naman, ito yung kanyang 5 development sectors. So you have the economic sector, which provides for interventions that addresses unmet needs On the primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, informal sector. You have your social development sector, which addresses needs of the population in general. Also includes social services and those interventions that provides for providing comfort and maintaining the status of well-being of the constituents. You also have gender equity concerns in the social development sector primarily, pero yun nga, cross-cutting yung gender equity concerns, so you can find them in the 5 development sectors also. Pero generally, doon siya pumapasok sa social development. You have infrastructure development the sector, you have the economic support, those infrastructure support for economic, social, and institutional or public administrative support. You also have your environmental management, which provides for interventions that conserve and sustainably manages lands, forest lands, mineral lands, parks, wildlife, and other reservations, water resources, those that provide for ambient air quality, and those that manages solid waste and other waste generated by the locality. And to support all that, you have the institutional development sector. So you should also develop and provide interventions to improve organization and management, your overall fiscal management, yung legislative output, and LGO, NGO, PO, and NGA linkages. So itong cross-sectoral concerns, this only illustrates yung pagiging related ng lahat ng interventions with each other, no? So ginroup lang natin siya into 5 para lang mas maging focus tayo dun sa process. Pero eventually, pag nakita niyo yung PPAs, mas maganda na you see the relation and its contribution to the 5 different sectors, no? Kasi yun yung gusto natin na intervention. Mas marami, mas holistic, at mas nag-contribute, no, sa development ng mas maraming sector. So dito sinasabi yung social can be interventions can be contributing also to the economic sector. Yan yung segment 1. To the environmental sector, segment 5. To the land use infrastructure, segment 7, 6, and so on and so forth. So these are not strictly inclusive of each other, no? The programs for the social can also contribute to the environmental and economic. Makikita nyo rin yun dun sa inyong NWSSMP later, na ito palang plano natin for water resource, hygiene and sanitation. Marami siyang makakontribute eventually. Not directly, no, or explicit, pero in a way, it also contributes to the development of the 5 other development sectors. Punta naman tayo dun sa planning process. Ito lang naman yung parang pinaka flow chart, no, on how to do the planning process. And dito rin ipapasok later nila Engineer EJ yung prosesong ituturo nila sa inyo. It conforms with this, napag-usapan na namin yun, and they would just give you details or specifics or tools on how to specifically focus, no, on the water unmet needs regarding the water sector and utilities. So you can either start dito sa illustration natin with your vision, yung visioning exercise niyo, or you can start with completing your ecological profile or having your current reality. From your vision, you can have your element descriptors, and from your element descriptors, you can get your success indicators, and then eventually your local development indicators. Ibabangga nyo lang yung inyong vision with your current reality, and you can have your vision reality gap. No? And from there, you can have your physical planning goals para makagawa kayo ng CLUP, and your sectoral goals para makagawa kayo ng CDP. No? So you can start from this, and then you can start making your CLUP and CDP, and eventually your sectoral subsector plans through the identification of development policies, strategies, programs, projects, and legislations. And for the CLUP naman, through the determination of spatial strategies, and eventually yung location principles nyo or land use. So dito makikita ninyo yung harmonization din ng paggawa ng CLUP and CDP. Okay, in detail, ito yung CDP cycle, no? So from that simplified illustration, pwede natin siyang mas himayin pa into this, no? So for determining your current reality, you can have your vision reality gap. You can generate new information from the data that you have, and combining data and further analyzing it. Mamaya magbibigay sila Engineer EJ ng tool on how to do this. You can extract intelligence, and then from there you can determine your policy options. You can set your goals and objectives, and then eventually structure your solutions and develop a plan. Tapos i-approve niyo yung inyong plan. Then you go to investment programming. Mamaya meron din sila later sa ating module. You will also experience this, so that you can have basis for your budget, and then you implement the plan. You monitor and evaluate your plan. No, meron din sila Sir EJ na tool on that. And then you adjust accordingly every year, no, kung merong new developments at kailangan yung i-recalibrate yung inyong plan. And then you monitor your implementation, and after year 6, you base your successor plan dun sa resulta ng inyong predecessor plan, no? So kung makita ninyo, yung CDP is not just a segmented process, but really a cycle. So hindi siya natatapos, iterative siya. Yung CDP 1 nyo should contribute to the formulation of the CDP 2 and eventually sa CDP 3, and so on and so forth. So ang magtatahi at maggagawa sa CDP process into a cycle would be yung link, yung plan, monitoring, and evaluation. Okay, so after that, meron na tayong plano. Now you have to implement them. And what are the tools for implementing the plan? So for the CLUP, it's mainly the zoning ordinance. But you can also supplement that with policies on taxation. So based on your land use, you can update your schedule of market values to increase real property tax, no? And you can also provide special levies on idle lands, for example, or special benefit levy para ma-encourage yung development sa isang particular na parcel of land. The LGU also has the expropriation proceedings or eminent domain authority, no? Kung gusto nating kunin from the private sector yung land to convert those for public use, so the LGU has that authority. The zoning ordinance can also be complemented by the LDIP, no? Kasi pag gumagawa na si LUP, nagkakaroon din ng mga interventions that would need to find its way sa CDP, no? So eventually dapat nalalagay din siya sa LDIP. You can also have guided private investments, no, kung gusto niyo magtayo ng mga industrial estates, and co-management arrangements, no, especially doon sa ating mga protected areas, for example sa DNR or sa military, if ever meron kayong ganong area na dapat i-manage. For the CDP implementation naman, ang main natin implementation will be the LDIP. So the SSMP should also find its way, being a subsector plan of the CDP, in the LDIP. So mamaya ito, later on sa module, ituturo din sa inyo yun na nila engineer. The CDP can also be funded out of external sources of funding, like for example, national grants sa national government agency, or to donations of development partners. The LGUs can also get, no, from the local sources, like from the levying of taxes, fees, and charges. They can get funding for that. Income from national shares, for example, share from the utilization of national wealth or NPA, and also by engaging in a public-private partnership or other financial schemes as authorized by law. So again, yung ating CDP formulation process ay sinasabi na dapat participatory, consultative, and inclusive. And itong proseso na ito ay ine-ensure ng synchronized local planning and budgeting calendar. No, meron na tayong i-release na bagong SLPBC, no, kung saan tinitingnan natin doon yung kada date every year, ano na ba dapat yung ginagawa ng LGU, no, sa larangan ng development planning and sa larangan naman ng pagba-budget, no. The guidelines also provides for opportunities for multi-stakeholder participation in every step of the comprehensive development planning process through the mobilization of the LDC and its sectoral and functional committees, further interfacing between NGAs operating in your area, and complementation between and among the province and its component cities and municipalities, and the cities and municipalities with its component barangays. Okay? So, to address naman yung multiplicity of plans, the DILG came up with this mainstreaming matrix, no? Ito yung pwede nating maging entry points para makapag-mainstream tayo ng mga sectoral plans, including the MWSSMP. So una, i-integrate mo into the existing database. Ibig sabihin, have relevant indicators in your ecological profile. No? One way of doing that. Or using tools to generate information. No? Mamaya meron sa inyong i-introduce sila engineer on those tools. No? Paano nyo ma-extract yung intelligence to come up with evidence-based MWSSMP. At kailangan din i-include dun sa structure and planning process. So yun nga, mag-i-introduce sila ng tools on how to further analyze. Tapos yung structure, dapat yung mga main actors o yung mga functionaries na mas nakakaalam on water, utility, sanitation, and health, dapat involved dun sa planning process. Kaya po kayo nandito. And then you translate that into reviewable documents. Pag sinabi natin reviewable documents, ito yung mga CDP workshop outputs, templates. No? Later, makikita ninyo dun sa inyong workshop, yung OPDS, meron silang mga forms doon that directly complies with the CDP output documents. No? Na nire-review sa CDP assessment tool natin. No? And again, if you have those documents, you can seamlessly translate them transition them or move them hanggang doon sa ating authority levels. So, hindi lang dapat sa database na papaloob, hindi lang dapat sa structure and planning process, at hindi lang dapat may document ka o yung sector plan na sinasabi o yung MWSSMP. Kailangan yung MWSSMP mo makita rin sa authority levels or hanggang doon man lang, no, sa local development investment program. Pag nandun na siya sa LDFP, mapapasama na siya sa AIP and then eventually sa budget, may implement and then mamamonitor na natin. Okay, so dito sa mainstream framework, pinapakita lang kung saan step ng CDP papasok yung kada quadrant. No? So, for database, nandiyan yan sa CDP step 3. Yung translate into reviewable documents, nandiyan siya sa steps 2 to 4. Yung structure and planning process, nandiyan siya sa step 1. Yung authority level, nandiyan siya sa step 5. Na mamaya, in detail, makikita ninyo sa workshop kung paano siya pumapasok. Okay? And to also assist the LGUs, no, in mainstreaming, we've also provided scenarios, no, na mamaya i-expound din nila engineer kung paano, no, para hindi tayo mag-ulit ng proseso. Nagbigay tayo ng scenarios kung saan to pwedeng mapaloob yung ating LGUs, no. Halimbawa, yung LGU natin wala pang CDP at wala pang sectoral plan, they can do simultaneous preparation and or updating of the CDP and the concerned sectoral or thematic plan or the MWSSMP for this particular workshop. Paano naman kung may CDP ka, wala ka pa nung MWSSMP? The relevant information in the CDP on the sector thematic areas such as data profiling, situational analysis, and list of PPAs, if ever meron na kayo, can be considered or used as inputs in the preparation of a sectoral or thematic plan. Sila Sir EJ mamaya magpo-provide sa inyo ng tool on how you could shop for these PPAs or calling out the relevant PPAs in the CDP for you to come up with your MWSSMP. Paano naman kung wala kayong CDP pa pero meron na kayong MWSSMP? So in this case, you can use your existing sectoral thematic plan as a reference and inputs in the preparation or updating of your CDP and LDIP. So kung meron ka ng MWSSMP, yung mga concerns on water, sanitation and health and hygiene, pwede mo na siyang kunin entirely at bitbitin yon papunta sa CDP para hindi ka na mag-uulit, no, ng processing, pagdang data, profiling, and pag-identify ng PPAs kasi meron ka ng MWSSMP. Paano naman kung meron ka ng CDP at meron ka na ring MWSSMP. Pagka meron ka na nitong dalawa nito, all you have to do is to check if the sector thematic area is mainstreamed and considered in the CDP and LDIP. So you would just check for consistency. If the sector thematic area is not considered, then use the existing MWSSMP for this workshop as a reference input in the preparation and updating of the CDP and LDIP. So yan po yung mga scenarios na pwede mapaloob yung ating LGU and what you can use as guide on how to mainstream it. The OPDS will provide you the tools and the process on how you will do this regardless of your scenario kung saan kayo napapaloob. Okay? So, yun lamang po. I hope nabigyan ko kayo ng initial context, no, before you go into the details of the process. And kung meron po kayong questions on my presentation, I'd be happy to answer it. Thank you.